Hey, how y'all doing? Dirt Hawk here. Um, I went and did a little dig the other day, back on the 2nd of February, and I went up to a golf course. I worked on this course this past summer for about 3 days, and I was helping the fellows that work on the maintenance crew, and we were looking for some shut-off valves for fairways and hookups for hoses that they use on the greens and stuff like that. So anyhow, this golf course is located in a very historical area, and it's during the Revolutionary War. It's when the British and uh, German troops, or Prussian, came up through the Elk River and up through Elkton and worked their way up through Delaware and then into Pennsylvania, eventually up to Chadds Ford, where they had the Battle of the Brandywine with George Washington. So anyhow, there's a lot of things up here that I'm sure on this course that I'm going to eventually be able to find, because I plan on doing a lot of hunting up there. I'm going to show you some of the items I found, and the better items that I found I really didn't get on video because I was tired and cold, and everything was flowing and it was disgusting. So anyhow, here's some of the stuff that I found, and without further ado, here we go. Okay, one of the first things I found was this it's an old valve stem. I thought it was old, and I figured it was off Model T or Model A Ford, whatever, because it was full of dirt. But when I got it cleaned up, I found out it was modern, and it probably looks to me like it probably came off of one of the big earth graders or one of the heavy machines they used up at the golf course when they were actually building it. So, but another interesting item I found, and this was the last thing I found during the day, and again I was tired and I didn't bother videoing, but it's an old I guess it's an old cap pistol. I don't know whether it's cowboy or what it is, but this is all I found on it. You can see the hammer right here. Okay, and then you got the, it's a revolver, obviously. And then here's part of the barrel, and it's broken off, but it matches up perfectly. And it's got some fanciness on it. And I noticed also it's got some really shiny spots, and it looks like this thing may have actually been gold plated. I don't know if you can see the shiny on there, but it's pretty neat. And I pointed out the hammer. Here's the trigger, and of course you got the trigger guard right here. And these other pieces I assume are internal parts, and there was probably a spring or two in there, and I'm sure that's long gone. But I don't know if I can get some of those highlights in, but it does look like it was coated with a gold wash at some time. Okay, now some of the other things I found over here. One of the items It's a real neat deer slug. Okay. And I researched this thing, and in the 1890s, a German by the name of Wilhelm Brennecke devised this shotgun slug, basically to replace the old round, what we used to call pumpkin balls. Okay. Now, he devised this slug to perform better than the pumpkin ball, and it was designed to have forward weight to it to resist tumbling. So what he did, he hollowed out the back of this thing, okay, and you can't see it too well because it's smashed over. Okay, and then he put raised ribs all around the outside of it. Try to get it focused in. Okay. Here's the top of it looking down. Now obviously this thing didn't go straight because there's the top and then it's smashed on the side. So evidently it did tumble, but I don't know, it hit something good. Okay, and then a couple other things, or three other things I found were two old 22s, and I don't know what this other thing is. It's kind of lightweight. I thought it was a bullet that was peeled back, the casing on it, but I don't know. But I know these are two old 22s, and they're really beat. Now these things give you a fit. I don't know, you guys has found them before. You can poke around with your pin pointer and you can hear it, but you can't see it. And you can pick them up. I picked these things up in my hand and went through the dirt and leaves and stuff, little by little. Still had it in my hand and the pin pointer right on top of it, and I couldn't tell what it was. They'll set you in a fit. But anyhow, a couple of those. And then really the good thing that I found was this musket ball. And man, it's got a beautiful patina on it. See if I can keep my hand still. Now when I found this thing, I thought that it was smashed flat on one side. But it's not really. In looking at it real close, I determined that it hit something and actually split apart. If it was smashed flat, it would be mushroomed out. But this thing's got a sharp lip right here. I hope you can see that. Oh, there it is. There's the sharp lip. And it looks like whatever it hit right there just tore it in half, or almost in half. Okay, now the reason I say that, and that I think this is definitely a musket ball, from the Revolutionary War, is because I researched them, and the musket balls they used were one full ounce. Now I measured this, or weighed it, and it weighs 0.6. So a little less than half of it was sheared off. And I'm thinking that other half that was sheared off was the 0.4 ounce. So I'd be willing to bet 99.9% that this is a Revolutionary War musket ball. So, and it's beautiful white patina on it. So, anyhow, that's the things I found. And like I said in my video, there was a lot of stuff. Well, you know, there were some things I found in my video that really weren't very interesting. But I'll put that at the back, and if you guys want to watch it, fine. If not, fine. But anyhow, this is Dirt Hawk, and I'd like to do a shout out to the Stevens sisters up there in Massachusetts. These guys are a couple of real diggers. I'm telling you, they get down in the mud, the blood, and the beer. So you got to check in on their YouTube site. And they've also got a website that's outstanding. They do a lot of historical things in their area and the land that their ancestors used to live on. But check out the sisters, and you'll really enjoy them guys. They're good. So, anyhow, y'all have a good time. Happy hunting to you. And this is Dirt Hawk saying I'll be back, and hopefully with some more artifacts. See y'all later. Hey, it's Dirt Hawk here. Up here hunting a golf course. I've done some work up here for the crew that takes care of the course, as far as hunting for some old water valves, shut-offs, and stuff like that. But anyhow, they gave me permission to hunt the course, and there's some areas around here where there were some old homes. And I've been back in the woods doing some hunting, and I just found a little while ago a 22 bullet, and what was even better, I found a musket ball. Here they are. Here's a 22 bullet. Okay, and then here's the musket ball. Nice and round on the one side, and flat as could be on the other. So, yeah, I didn't take my camera with me. I left it back here on the golf cart, and I wanted to wait until I started finding some things. I was in an area where there was an old home, but it's right off the cart path, and there's bottles and soda cans and all kinds of junk back there in the woods. So I just gave up on that spot. But I'll get back to you, and you know, if I find something else, and maybe we'll go ahead and do a live dig. So, Dirt Hawk saying, see you in a little bit. Okay, I got a signal right here by this little tree. I'll just push the leaves back, and it's reading about 75 on the AT Pro, and about 8 inches deep. So we'll go ahead and try digging her, and I'll come back to you if it's anything good. Okay, got the hole dug, got a signal. Alright, hang on, I'm going to have to turn this off. Okay, it's up out of the hole. There it is. Looks like an old valve stem off of a Model T Ford. Okay, that'll work. I like it. Be back in a while. Okay guys, I just dug up what looks like another 22 bullet. And it's smashed up pretty good on the end. And also, right next to it, right here, I dug up another, it's not a musket ball, it looks like a 3-ringer, Civil War era. But it was really smashed up, and I'll show that to you on the wrap up. Okay guys, be back in a little bit. Okay guys, I got something in this hole. Alright, it's still down there. Let me come back to you. Alright, I had a heck of a time finding that thing. Looks like a small bullet. Pretty smashed up. There's the back of it, I suppose. Pretty small round. But anyhow, it was tough to find. So, alright, we'll be back.